I've long touted Indiana Jones as like my favorite persona from like television and film for years. This is hands down for me. Some people just love Batman, other people love, certain superheroes, but I have always been drawn to Indiana Jones more than any other character I've ever seen portrayed in film. And I remember when I was a kid, I can remember going and seeing Raiders of the Lost Ark. Um, when I was very young. I have vague recollections of that, but I have better recollections of when, because it was my mom's dad, my grandfather, when he took me to see um, the Temple of Doom, and the heart scene like stayed with me for years as a kid. Um, but that whole franchise, I remember when the Last Crusade came out. I was old enough to like watch it and fully kind of comprehend everything. And my brother and I just watched that movie over and over and over and over, The Last Crusade, and then rewatched everything else. And I remember when the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles came out. I was in heaven because I was like, more Indiana Jones? Why, yes, I think I will. And watching that all the way through and not even realizing at the time, it wasn't until years later that I realized what an accomplishment the Young Indiana Jones series was, because of what George Lucas did with that show, because it wasn't just about the character, that was a part of it, but there's also the, 100 plus episodes that they made of the documentary series, which ended up airing, I believe, on the History Channel at some point. But while they were producing the the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles, they were also producing that documentary series, and that became an educational tool that went out to universities and schools around the nation. So it was, for me, I always looked at this character as like the ultimate character I want to play and be and act like. It's what inspired me to want to become an archaeologist and go travel the world. And I never did become an archaeologist, but I did travel the world, and I got to do a lot of cool stuff in my career as a travel writer and photographer. So more than a decade doing that, and I had a lot of fun doing it. And this character has always been influential to me in that manner, but also enjoying it in video games. I can also remember going back to, I remember when I was a kid, I probably would have been probably 10 or 11, somewhere in there. A family friend, their dad had like a comic book shop, and he also liked to read fantasy novels. And he had a PC in his home around the same time my dad got one. But my dad got one for work, so it was very, we weren't really allowed to play a lot of games on ours. So I was always happy to go over to friends' houses. And their dad had one of the first PC games, and I remember the rail cart scene, where you're going through from Raiders, and that was a thing on the screen, and just watching that and being enamored with it. And then going through over the years and playing things like, on the Xbox, the Tomb one, the Tomb of the Emperor. I can't remember the exact name of it now. It's been a while. Fate of Atlantis. I just played Fate of Atlantis all the way through on the channel like last winter or spring or something. There's a playlist if you want to check that out. So I love Indiana Jones. I've loved all the video games. I've loved the franchise since the beginning. I've loved all the films. I do not discriminate. This is, for me, like Star Wars and Star Trek in the sense that I'm a lifelong fan, and I will watch every single thing that ever comes out, play every single game. Um, I just love Indiana Jones. So when I saw the reveal for this, this is the context for almost 4 minutes, it looks like on my timer, of why this game got me more excited than I think anything I've seen or played in the last. Baldur's Gate 3 was cool and everything else, and I love Baldur's Gate as a franchise, but I don't love Baldur's Gate like I love Indiana Jones. Star Wars and The Lord of the Rings are up in this category with franchises I will ride or die with. Uh, I don't know. As much as I love Star Wars and Middle Earth, I, I don't know. We'll see. But I think for the video game itself, everything I saw from this reveal was absolutely amazing. My favorite part of this, and this is an article up on Lucasfilm's website, by the way. They have a great series of blogs they do around movies, films, so like watching the special effects stuff behind the Willow show, looking at their social media, the effects they did on the most recent. Well, that was ILM. Sorry, Lucasfilm. This is they do a lot of cool behind the scenes stuff about their shows and everything else. ILM also does really cool stuff with their social media, but I'm getting sidetracked. So we've got this this amazing video that was released during the direct a few days ago. I don't know, a week ago now, so on and so forth. And we got to see this amazing trailer. The best part of this trailer wasn't just the music or the fact that we get to see Indiana Jones being Indiana Jones. It was the reveal that this uses primarily first person perspective for the adventure, as we can see right here. And that to me is one of the things that I'm gonna replay this game over and over. Don't get me wrong, I love the Uncharted series. I've played it through 3 times. It's freaking amazing. I like the Tomb Raider games. I only usually play those once. But Uncharted was amazing, as was Tomb Raider. But both of those games, if this would have been done in third person, it would have gotten just so many trolls just being like, it's just a ripoff of Uncharted. It's just a ripoff of Tomb Raider. When in reality, Indiana Jones came before any of those. So I'm really happy that they did the first person with, as they mentioned, third person for the storytelling moment. So when there's an important storytelling moment, it will pull back to third person, and also for some of the transitions. But for the most part, it's a first person game. Um, I just I love it. The fact that they incorporated the whip as well as hand-to-hand combat is really impressive, and I'm really glad that they did that. There obviously is gunplay, but that's the thing with, if they did too much gunplay, they'd be compared to Uncharted and Tomb Raider. So having some gunplay is good, but also Indiana Jones was always, never afraid to, do his fists, and also never afraid to pull out the pistol from time to time. So, it looks to me like everything I've seen in the trailer so far captures the spirit of Indiana Jones and also the style of Indiana Jones in terms of going, and when I say style, I mean the character, but like the films and the show where he was always going to exotic locations. And that was one of the things that was really impressive from the films and the TV show they did was they were always off in some exotic location filming in that location, not on a set. Quick commercial break, everyone, to celebrate and give thanks to all of these amazing people who keep me on the air full time. Really appreciate the support. All you got to do is join as a member. You get access to private videos. You can also do super thanks on any upload or super chats and stickers on any live stream or premiere you see. And beyond that, don't forget we're multi-streaming over on Twitch now, so you can support over there as well. Thanks so much to everybody. Let's get back to the video at hand. So you actually got the sense of scale and wonderment and exploration of the globe, and it looks like that is front and center here in the Indiana Jones and the Great Circle game. Now, the plot, um, we don't know enough yet. It's going to be interesting to find out, but they've got some stuff in here talking about on the Lucasfilm blog. We've got a little bit of information about the bad guy from this game. And then we get into talking about myths and history and all the things that Indiana Jones is about. There's also the Wilhelm scream, the Wilhelm scream that totally showed up in the trailer, which was awesome. And then, of course, we have puzzles, and puzzles are going to be a big deal in this game from a first-person perspective, which makes me really, really, really happy for have puzzle solving, which we've seen in lots of other games. But to see it well done in first person is going to be pretty cool. Going back to the Himalayas, we found Marcus in the trailer. Also a joke about, he can fly planes, but he can't land them, so he crashes that plane in that one scene. And of course, this just panoramic shot during the trailer where they're coming into some ruins somewhere with this new partner, Gina, who we're going to find out more about when the game goes live. So I'm super excited for this. It's going to be a romp. I'm very happy everything I've seen so far. It's going to be day one Game Pass, so I'll just probably play this with Game Pass and then look at getting like a collector's edition or something if they've got one. I might actually, depending on what they have in the collector's edition, because storage is always an issue with where we live. But this one, we'll see. But I can't wait. I'm really excited. More Indiana Jones in my life is always a welcome treat, and I can't wait for whatever comes in this game and next as well. Well, that's a wrap, everybody. Thanks for sticking around. If you liked everything you saw here today, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Daily streams at 8 a.m. here and on Twitch. Check out all the other playlists. See you in the next one.